This earlier today, we learned that a Philadelphia judge stopped the execution of this man, Terrance Williams. He is the 46-year-old who was scheduled to die by lethal injection on Wednesday. Well, now he has been granted a new penalty phase. He was convicted of beating Amos Norwood to death with a tire iron back in 1984. His defense team says Norwood, the man Williams killed, sexually abused him for years and also claims the prosecution hid that evidence during the trial. The prosecution is denying that. For more on this, want to go to federal criminal defense attorney Nishay Sanan. Nishay, great to talk to you. Joins me now from New York. Were you surprised by this, that the judge ruled to stay the execution?
I'm not surprised at all. I think this judge took the evidence that was presented to him, which included the fact that the prosecutors most likely hid potential evidence that would have given Mr. Williams life in prison. So I think this judge finally gave Mr. Williams some justice and reversed the death penalty phase and is granting a new sentencing phase to take place sometime in the future.
And the jury even said, look, if we heard that evidence when we did rule for the death penalty, things would have been much different. Did that play into what the judge was deciding?
I don't think that played into what the judge decided. The way the judge's opinion was fashioned, he relied on the fact specifically that he believed that the prosecutors did withhold evidence, and if that actual evidence was presented to a jury during this death penalty phase, that this jury would have found that they probably wouldn't have given him life in, or the death penalty, but rather they would have given him life in prison without the opportunity of parole. I think the judge made it clear he did not rely on what a jury would have done in the future had they known certain things, because it's not uncommon for juries to not hear the whole entire story. What this judge did was focus on the misconduct of the prosecutors in this case.
Well, what about the Philadelphia DA, Seth Williams? He said, no, this is a last-ditch effort, and he's denying this. Can they prove that they were, in fact, withholding this evidence?
Well, I think the judge already found that they were withholding. I mean, what else is this DA going to say? Yes, my prosecutors withheld evidence? That's just not going to happen. They're not going to come forward and say, we did something to violate Mr. Williams' constitutional rights. So, of course, they're going to deny this. But the judge weighed the evidence as it was presented in this last-minute hearing and found that they, in fact, did withhold evidence from both the defense and the jury that Mr. Williams was abused by the victim, or the person who Mr. Williams allegedly killed with his co-defendant.
And Mr. Williams was scheduled to die a few days from now. What's next in terms of what the judge ruled and what's next for him? He's now obviously not going to die on October 3rd. What happens to him?
What happens next is they're going to set a time and a place for a new penalty phase to take place in this case. So what that will give is both the prosecution and the defense an opportunity to present evidence to a brand new jury, for a brand new jury to decide what penalty Mr. Williams should face. Now, we don't know as we sit here today whether or not the death penalty will be in play again. There is an opportunity that the court or this new jury, A, will give him life without parole, or give him a life sentence with the possibility of parole. At this point, sitting here, given that the judge just ruled this morning, and without the prosecutor stating that they will again seek the death penalty, there are more options for Mr. Williams as to what his sentence will be. I think the one thing the viewers need to understand is, though, he is still convicted. That does not change. He is still found guilty of killing the victim in this case.
All right, Nishay, thanks so much for the details there. We'll be following up with you. Appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.